Hey guys, so Ian's at work. He isn't working, but he is working because he's fixing our band. It's 9:58. He's at work, or he is asleep. So I decided, why not record a video? I'm feeling a lot of emotions right now. Well, yeah, I'm having a lot of thoughts. And I just have to just be okay with feeling the way that I'm feeling and just know that ultimately everything is going to work out how it's supposed to. But doesn't mean, even though I have that mindset and that outlook, it doesn't mean that I don't feel sadness. Because I do. I'm sad right now. But that's okay. I'm currently studying my Vedic astrology, so Hindu astrology, and the more I research it, the more accurate that personally seems to me with who I am as a person. And something I'm realizing is I'm just here to find my balance, and like for me to find my balance, I have to be more able to use my voice to express how I'm feeling and what I think. And how I'm feeling right now is sad. What I think is the sadness I'm feeling is for my overall greater good. And that's okay. And because of that mindset, I'm grateful for feeling sad right now, because I can choose to use the sadness to heal myself, or I can choose just to pity myself. And I don't choose that. I choose to keep trying to be balanced. People feel things. We all feel things. We all have emotions. They're all valid, even if we don't necessarily agree with them at the time, or even if we can't sit with them at the time and they influence us. They're there, and even when it seems like it's bad, it's still for our benefit. As long as we choose to, make it that way and to heal from it. I just really wish I had connections with other souls who feel similar to what I feel in such ways from their own perspective, so I can be more open with communicating. I have a very hard time communicating, connecting with others, because as soon as I start voicing my opinions and thoughts and just my overall perspective, a lot of people get discouraged from being friends with me because of how triggering my energy can be for them. Since I'm so determined to heal myself for my greater balance, I have to be more vocal. And being more vocal means being more truthful and speaking what I feel needs to be spoken. And it doesn't matter how you say things sometimes. If someone's not ready to fully listen, then there's really nothing you can do about that, because everyone's on their own timeline. Everyone's on their own journey of healing in whichever form is best fit for them. Just because I'm doing something for my personal growth and journey doesn't mean it's for everyone. And just because I am growing and healing and moving forward in a way that I wish more people would, whether or not that is egotistical, I have to remember that everyone's going to want to move forward in the ways that I move forward. And not everyone is going to move forward in this lifetime. And that's okay. What is important is that I keep just accepting myself and how I feel, and just trying to use the negative feelings for my greater good, because ups and downs happen, life happens, we are humans still, we are still experiencing life, we still all have feelings. It's just finding what works best for us. It makes me love myself and accept myself fully, and whatever makes you love yourself and accept yourself fully in the greatest way for yourself. And I believe that just means everyone has to find a balance, whatever that balance might be. And personally for me, I have to learn to be more okay with using my voice, and more okay with letting connections end, and knowing that the connections that are meant for me will come to me, instead of being so discouraged from creating connections. I have to keep doing what I'm doing, even if more people keep falling out of my timeline, because the ones that are meant, as long as I'm doing the best I can to not initiate harm on others, just for my own greater good, then the ones that are meant to be in my life will slowly find me, even if it means I have to wait till my next lifetime to find that connection with others. And it's just fully accepting my own validation. My own validation from within. It's learning to let go of things that I personally feel shameful of because of how I feel others will react to knowing certain parts of who I am or who I was, who my shadow is. It's learning to understand and respect all those aspects of me, but choose to heal them in such ways that brings me inner balance and acceptance of who I am, without letting the connections, words, energies of others push me back down in a way that doesn't support my authentic, loving self for myself. That all stems from just healing and using my voice. If you guys haven't, I highly suggest looking into your Vedic astrology chart. It's definitely interesting, and for me, it in this current now moment, it seems more accurate. Which is just interesting by itself that there's 2 different astrology systems out there. I feel better after recording this video and just being present with myself and listening to myself talk and to express how I'm feeling, whether it makes sense to you. It makes my heart space feel better. Loving ourselves isn't easy, but it is possible. The first step to loving yourself in the ways that you desire to be loved is acknowledging every aspect of who you are, the good and the bad. I'm really grateful for creating this space for myself so I can just talk things out. And like, if anyone resonates with me, you guys will find me. And if not, that's okay. Because at the end of the day, I have myself always. And I have the family I created. And my daughter. But mostly I have myself. I have my husband, who doesn't always see eye to eye with me currently, but I'm grateful for the conversations we have, the good and the bad, because they all stem from both of us trying just to be our healed selves. And that's just beautiful. I'm gonna go. When I go back to look at this footage, hopefully it makes sense. And if it does, you guys will see this video. But if not, well, you guys won't see this. But I love you guys. Most importantly, I love myself. I am amazing. You are amazing. Your emotions are valid, even if you don't think they are. They're just simply valid because that's how you're feeling. And if you don't necessarily like feeling the way that you're feeling, then you have the power to ultimately choose to transition that emotion into a more powerful, healing essence that you're feeling. I chose to turn my sadness into a recording of me talking about just whatever comes out of my mouth, because I just feel it's important that I start actively using my voice more and not being afraid to just talk. Because what I have to say is also important, even if no one but myself resonates with it. That's okay. Because ultimately I'm not doing anything to wrongly affect someone else for my own personal gain. I'm just doing it for the simple fact of healing, to be my more balanced, healing self. And that's the best that I can do. It's the best that anyone can do, in whichever way that means for them. Because what's good for me, it might not be good for you, and vice versa. But it doesn't make one of us more right than the other. There's always room for growth, as long as everyone tries to remember that. We all may just keep growing together. And hopefully, just by everyone finding their own inner balance and peace and love, and embracing who their shadow self is, so they can coexist within harmony within themselves and a greater understanding, there will just be an overall sense of balance. Maybe not. I don't know. It's 10:13. I'm gonna lay down. I'm gonna watch Korra, The Legend of Korra. And probably spend time on Twitter. If you guys want to find me, I'm at Clarity Hippie. I'm very conflicted with social media usage because I feel they are very great for healing, but I also feel like they're very entrapping of oneself too. I'm gonna go. I'm almost out of the room of recording anyways, so I love you guys. I'm so grateful for you for joining me in this space. And if no one else does, I'm grateful for me for joining myself in this space and just for accepting myself and just for talking. That's like amazing. The snow is really pretty. It's really pretty to watch. But no, me and my husband had a healing conversation this Friday. It kind of goes along with what I said when I was sad the other night, Sunday night. And there was a big knot back here. You're allowed to feel. I was explaining this to my husband. We're allowed to feel however we're going to feel. It's how we. I keep looking at the viewfinder to make sure I'm in focus still because I don't have the autofocus on. But it's about how we choose to let those emotions define us. My hair's a little frizzy now because I brushed it. My humidifier's broken, so it is what it is. Oh my god, my mother-in-law gifted me this beanie. Mini slouch beanie. And I figured I'd try to show you guys. Because it's really cute. It's really well made. Now, I typically don't support Disney. I would never go out of my way to buy a Disney related product, but from my understanding, the intentions behind this beanie are that of pure intention, what I consider to be pure intentions, and so I'm really grateful to be gifted this, and I am going to cherish it because the lady donates the money that half the money she gets towards charity. My mother-in-law felt like she was supporting a good cause, and it was just the intentions behind this beanie, from what I know, was my now perspective, are good intentions. And so for that, I am grateful. I am going to cherish this beanie. So I can tap on it. Having that by yourself is so cool. But no, what was I saying? Emotions? What about emotions? No, how we're allowed to feel how we're going to feel. It's just, we're here experiencing all of this, all of whatever your perception of life is. And that has its ups and its downs. That's just how it is. That's how people keep healing. That's how knowledge spreads. And because of those ups and downs, your emotions are going to be up and down too. But when they're down, we have the power to choose how we put them out around us. It's okay to be sad. It's okay to be angry. It's okay to be mad. It's okay to be glad. Not Dr. Seuss. I'm not going to turn into Dr. Seuss. But I'm not saying don't feel things. I'm saying be more mindful about how we present them. At the end of the day, people are on their own timeline. Everyone's just trying to be the best version of them that they can be. And a lot of people don't really agree with the mean things they do. They just don't know any better. They don't know that they can actually control their emotions and be more at a balanced, self-accepting self. Like, emotions aren't gonna go away. What goes away is the reactiveness that they cause. You know what I mean? I don't know. That's just how I feel. It's a stone. I just feel a big crate over there real quick of stones, and I just saw this one. I felt like picking it up. So I did. This beanie's really warm. So I don't know. The point of this video is, yes, your emotions are valid. Does that give you the right to fester in them? Maybe, because they are your emotions and they are valid. Does it give you the right to take your emotions and lash out on others and to try to get them to understand exactly how you're feeling? Probably not. Probably not. If you're doing it with ill intentions, it's probably not the best. Because what everyone, I don't know. I can say this in so many ways, and if you understand what I mean, you understand. But if you don't, you don't, and that's okay too. Because you're on your journey, and I am on mine. And mine is a journey of balance, of truly loving every aspect of myself, and being okay with it, and sharing that journey to help inspire others, because I feel drawn to do that. The snow is really beautiful, guys. Maybe I'll get a clip of me grounding in it later. Because the fresh softness of snow, ooh, I love that. I love that. I gotta go to yoga. Yoga with Adrian. Yoga. Yoga with Adrian. Today's the last day. It's day 30. Day 30 ends on February 2nd, 2022. Holy crap, don't you know the universe is beautiful if you let it flow. Do, 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 do. I'm happy to be here and I'm glad you are happy to be here too. Okay guys, I'm gonna do some yoga. My last day of this flow with Adrian. Then I gotta find a new one to start. Thank you guys so much for joining me within this safe space to talk and to express. Also, real quick, these videos are truly my perspective. Even though I sound grounded and sure of myself within my perspectives of now, in this very now moment, if they don't resonate with you, that is okay. We all are here on our own perspectives. No, we all are here with our own perspectives on what is right and what is wrong. And ultimately, if you 110% truly love yourself, and you know you're not bringing any ill intentions towards others on purpose for your own satisfaction, then it's okay that our perspectives we don't see eye to eye. But I would love to have a conversation in a respectful, loving, balanced, acknowledging setting with you. Conversations are important. Just because I seem like I'm grounded in my truths now, it doesn't mean I'm not willing to change and grow my truths. It just means in this now moment, my truths are my truths, and I'm gonna set my boundaries up because I know who I am. I'm working at being grounded within myself. So I have no intention of offending by sharing these videos in this safe, soft-spoken, almost ASMR space. So yeah, just needed to say that, because perspectives are perspectives. Everyone's always changing, everyone's always growing, and that's what is beautiful. And we just have to accept that. Accept and remove shame from who you were. But take your power back, yo. Yeah, take our power back, yo. I love you, and I am grateful for you. Thank you so much for watching this video.